Hey guys, this is Todd Mitchell with the AFCC, and I just want to thank you for a few minutes of your time. And I want to talk to you right quickly about the importance of you getting together with your church leaders and beginning to talk about what it looks like to gather back up in the church. There's going to be a few things that may need to change at your local church, but you guys will make that decision. You also need to talk about when things could happen. And I just want to encourage you, start talking now and don't be a lone ranger. You know, guys, the church has done an incredible job of responding to all the transition. Each one of you leaders and your teams need to be congratulated on how you've adjusted and reached out through social media and so forth to connect with the masses and share the gospel of Jesus Christ. What a blessing it is to see how the kingdom has expanded in the midst of the virus. With that said, I want to ask you though, how do you think you'd respond if you're asked to change a few other things? None of us like change. None of us. You know, God hasn't changed through all this. The church's mission hasn't changed through all this. We're searching as a country for answers. We're longing to go back to what we know to be normal. We're longing to shake hands. We're longing to give hugs. But I don't know what the new norm is going to look like. So I want to ask you, what if God has a new normal in store for us? How will you respond? Hopefully, we're all seeing the importance of family. We've been praying as a church that the family would be reunited. Well, it's happening. So let us keep praying for those families to keep coming back together. You know, social distancing has been the buzzword for nearly 2 months. I want to just introduce you to a word called social responsibility. I think for us to move forward as the church, we're going to have to take some responsibility for one another. What what can you do to protect the church? What can you do to prevent communal spread through the church and the community? First thing is sit down with your team and realize you need others to help you make some decisions. This isn't a one-man deal to make all these decisions. You need your team thinking and praying and all on the same page. Involve others by all means. The other thing you need to do is continue the media presence you have, even after you gather back together. When it's okay to do that, continue the media. Social responsibility, distance from one another, cleaning our hands, all of that stuff matters as we move forward. What about your facility? There may be a few things at the facility that you need to look at. Maybe how hallways are clogged with stuff that are natural gathering points. You want to flow people in and flow people out. What are some other things? You get with your team and you guys ask, what are things we can do? Is seating needing to be adjusted to help provide some spacing? Do we need to open additional seating? Do we need to consider a second service? You know what would be best in your area and what your teams can handle. What about some ministry adjustments? Greeters are the first people we see when we pull up. When a visitor pulls up, they get met by a friendly greeter. Can your greeters smile? Can they smile and say a kind word and let somebody know they're welcome to be here? Can you minimize handing out the bulletin like the time-honored bulletin? Maybe that's not as important as it used to be. Your hospitality team may need to consider serving donuts or coffee, if you even have it, versus self-serve. You know, children's ministry is so important to churches, and families have been together, and a lot of parents would just love for somebody to take their kid for an hour. But maybe you need to offer to help them on the side as a support versus packing everybody in. I don't know. That is things you need to talk to your team about and come up with a plan. What I do know is you're going to be cleaning all the time. You may need to put a new team together that is their goal, and their job is to just clean and wipe down and keep things going. Small groups, what a time for small groups. We just finished our small group using Zoom. There's other ways to connect with people right now, and as social distancing eases up, then we can come back together. But this is a great time for you to multiply small groups. You know, they come in trickling in on Sunday morning, one, two at a time, and then when the service is over, it's like a mass rush for everybody to get in their car and take off to go home. And there's a bottleneck at the front door because everybody came through the front door and everybody's going to go out the same door they came in. That's an area you might want to coach the congregation on how to slow down and allow people to leave in a little bit slower, more orderly fashion. You know, these are just some talking points. And that's what I was hoping to do tonight, was just to get you to start thinking of ways you can lead your congregation, your leadership, to become socially responsible so that next month, 2 months, whenever your area is allowed to go back and begin to worship together, you will have already taken steps, and you can be letting your people know, because perception is reality for maybe 30 or 40% of your people. They're going to want to know, has things been changed? Have we got new systems in place to protect one another? So let me just encourage you, as you pray through this and you meet with your team, if there's anything the AFCC can do to help and support you, please reach out to us. God bless you.